Hello and welcome to another awesome episode of True Breakthrough. I'm feeling really great today. The sun is shining on me, the birds are chirping, I got this cat and this dog out here hanging out with me. I'm feeling very good, very grateful. And you know, I'm bringing you guys a kind of a curveball on today's episode. It's actually bringing me kind of a curveball because usually going into these True Breakthroughs, I have some sort of like written script, but it's not like I read word for word a written script. What I'm saying is more I just have like point form what I want to talk about. But today I'm going into this completely just random, and really my outcome for this episode is to, you know, share with you whether you are, you know, on top of your game or whether you're struggling. I want to be able to kind of share some, you know what, scratch all of what I just said. Again, like I said, I'm winging this. I really want to share with you a little bit about myself, because I think if you know more about me and if I'm more vulnerable with you and my challenges and the breakthrough that I need to make in my life, it might help kind of build a better relationship with you guys. And I really want to build a conversation, get something going here so that we're talking back and forth. I could answer your questions. But yeah, I want to tell you a little bit about myself in this episode, and kind of my challenges and how I've made my breakthroughs in life, in my health, in my business, in my relationships, everything, right? And let's kind of kick this off. Where do we start this? Where do we start this story? Well, okay, let me tell you a little bit about my life, okay? I grew up in a pretty normal, your average dysfunctional family, you know. I've never thought of this too much. I've never really compared my family to a lot of other families, but anytime I do, I just know my family's dysfunctional, you know. So growing up, I dealt with a lot of what a lot of other young people deal with, and that's, you know, not knowing who they are, and, you know, just lack of purpose, lack of self-awareness, and that often leads to depression and anxiety and self-doubt, and I dealt with a lot of this as a teenager. And just looking back now, I'm starting to realize how far that I've actually come, because I mean, if you've watched this series, you'll know that in the first couple episodes I talk about how I'm not really good in front of the camera. And you know, at this point I've spent so much time in front of the camera, I just feel confident. Like I'm totally cool with you guys. I hope you guys are totally cool with me, and I've got no worries about what you think or the camera at all, because it's helped me to build confidence for myself, you know, a confidence that I never had before. Growing up in elementary school, you know, I always felt, flies, growing up in elementary school, I always felt I was an outsider. I always felt that, you know, I don't quite fit into the cliques. I don't quite fit into the preppy popular kids, or I don't quite fit into the jocks and the sports people, and I don't really fit in with the book readers or the chess club or the mathletes or the goth kids, whatever it is, you know. I didn't fit into any of these cliques, and so all through elementary school I spent a lot of time alone. I mean, I had a few friends who I was really close with, and I'm so grateful to have those people. You know, Cody, Dylan, Amy, you know, you guys know who you are. We spent like grade 4 to 6 together, just like all the time in the world together. And so like elementary school for me, it was a lot of just discovering a little bit about what life is about, not so much what I'm about, because I still didn't know. By the time I got to high school, I didn't know who I was or what I wanted even, right? And so going into high school, I had no confidence in myself at all. And what really helped me gain confidence was, the first thing I think was creativity. I mean, I got into music, and by getting into music, it just made me feel like there was something I was finally good at. You know, nobody else in my class or my school was really, you know, the music person. And so it was, for me, it was like a new opportunity to be, you know, the best at something. And I wanted to be the best at something, because I wasn't the best in school, I wasn't the best at sports, I wasn't the best with people, I wasn't the best with math or whatever, right? I was good at music. And so, you know, 15, 16, 17, I wrote a lot of music. That's where I did a lot of my venting. And it's funny because I'm 22 years old now, and anytime I look back on that music that I used to write, I always find like I I've come such a long way, because a lot of that music was just venting and honestly a lot of complaining, but really that was good for me at the time, because I just had to get that energy out of me, you know, because it's much worse to just hold it in and keep it in than it is to actually, you know, do something with it. Sorry, one sec. Sorry, Daya was barking, distracting me. Say hello to Daya, by the way. This is my puppy, my dog, my companion, Daya the dog. She's a beautiful girl. She loves to bark at the neighbors though, so we get a little, they get a little annoyed. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, 15, 16, 17, I wrote a lot of music. It helped me to vent and just get over my issues as a teenager, because we all deal with, you know, anxieties and stuff as teens, and you know, discovering who we are and stuff like that. So, Daya, shh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna let you down, okay? You're gonna be nice though. Anyways, finally when I graduated high school, you know, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something that had to do with music. I knew I wanted to be on the big stage. I wanted to be on the big screen. I wanted to be, you know, in front of people, like inspiring people in one way or another. But as an adult, I kind of, you know, I took some time off after high school to go work a job and focus on my music. So I worked in landscaping. I did, you know, cut grass, cut down trees, trimming and stuff. And I did that for like 4 to 5 years actually. Between, I think I started while I was in high school, and I went up until I was 21. That's when I stopped working there and started working on my music full-time, working on my business full-time. And wow, what a great experience when I finally made that shift. But anyways, before that, you know, I don't know if you're a young person, if you're in high school, or if you've just left high school and you're on the post-secondary, or if you're an adult, you know, and you've already done school years and years ago, and you're on a whole new chapter of your life that, you know, that I wouldn't know nothing about yet. You know, this is something that you could teach me, but I think it's important to always keep an open mind and learn from everybody. I mean, I could go today and learn from kindergartners and be happy, and I could go today and learn from 90-year-olds and be happy. You know, age doesn't necessarily matter, but you know, certain age, they have certain experiences. You know, like a young person, a kindergartner will have, you know, a certain innocence that we could learn from, you know, a certain energy and just purity that kids have. You know, they're always smiling, they're always having, you know, fun, you know, they're just like curious and wondrous, and the world is just this beautiful, amazing place, right? And 9-year-olds, you know, they have this perspective that, you know, it would take 90 years to develop that perspective, right? So always important to learn from lots of people. Anyways, back to my story a little bit. Leaving high school, working a job I didn't really want to work, but I had to work in order to pay my bills and support what I really wanted to do, was my music. And it wasn't until the music thing stopped working for me. And by that I mean the band that I had invested all my time, all my energy, all my passion in was over. We broke up. It was done. Like the band Letterbomb, you might know them, is over. You know, we were arguing a lot. We really lost sight of what was most important with the band. And we were all, I think personally in our lives, we were all in a place where we weren't happy. We had a lot of learning to do. Speaking for myself, I had thought I had it all right. I thought I knew it all, but the truth is I had it all wrong. And right, so it was the most beautiful, amazing experience for me to go through that pain. And let me tell you, when the band first broke up, it felt like I'd lost my life. It felt like just like I felt as a teenager again, you know, as a young teen, like getting made fun of and not having a place and feeling lost. Like it was the same thing. It was so weird. It was like life can't go on anymore, you know, life don't matter, it's over. And it was such a beautiful experience because, again, I thought I knew it all in this band. I thought I had it all. I thought I was on the right track. I thought I wasn't taking advice from everybody because I was so closed-minded and so set in my ways. And it wasn't until I had that experience, you know, that failure, that I learned and I opened my mind to everything. As all of a sudden, you know, I'm not going to be a big rock star. I'm not going to be playing with Letterbomb for the rest of my life like I told everybody and like everybody told me. All of a sudden it was like, I need to start from square one and just restart. And it was that restarting, just letting myself have that restart, like press the reset button. it was so liberating, so empowering for me, because all of a sudden I felt like a kid again. It was like, you know, it's time to learn again. It's time to grow. It's time to find new things that you're passionate about. It's time to explore new areas, meet new people, and wow, just looking back on it now, because it was only maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, that I had this experience. And so here I am today. I mean, just kind of fast forward to now, you know, I'm 60 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. I was 60 pounds overweight, unhealthy, always eating junk food. I eat a clean diet. I only eat vegetables and fruit. I'm vegan. I won't touch animal products. I won't touch junk food, chocolate bars, just garbage. Like, if it's not gonna bring me energy, like, just keep it away from me. That's kind of my mentality, right? And it's such a shift from where I once was, right? And I believe that because of pressing the reset button. And that, you know what, that's what this episode is going to be called. Just press the reset button on life. Just restart. Okay, forget your old path, forget your old problems, and just like say you're gonna restart. Okay, like, it doesn't mean, I mean, I'm still pursuing music. I still love music. So when I press reset, it doesn't mean I stopped music. I just decided that I'm gonna do something different with my music, you know? Like, instead of music being like a venting process for me, music has become like an inspiration process for me. It's become like a process where I'm venting in a way, but I'm sharing experiences that have helped me in my life, just like I'm doing here, but in music form. You know, I'm sharing stuff that empowers me. I'm giving out an inspirational message with the hopes that it will inspire somebody, right? And so, yeah, that first day, I mean, between the day the band broke up and where we are today, I've opened my own business. I've lost 60 pounds. I've finally started eating healthier, more energy. I have a better relationship with my family and my friends than I've ever had. My finances are much better. Like, I'm finally making money doing what I love rather than working for somebody else. My spirituality, like, I finally feel like I have a purpose, and like I'm more in tune with my spirituality than ever before. And all these things because I decided to just let go of the past and press reset on this moment right now. And wow, this has been a fun episode, guys. This has been pretty cool to just like to come into this with no expectations and no script or nothing, and just kind of share my story a little bit, because I don't think I did enough of that in the first episode or the first 2 episodes of the show. And so I wanted to make sure you guys had better context for who I am and you know, the lessons that I've learned, and kind of my credibility, I guess, you know, because why would you listen to me if you don't know who I am, if you don't know my story, if you don't know that I've been through struggles, and I'm not just some kid in front of a camera, you know? Like, I've struggled, I've been depressed, I've been suicidal, I've been anxious, and I still deal with some of these things some of the time, but I do not live there. I do not let that take over my life anymore. Like, I see around, you know, and you'll see it too. I mean, just look up the statistics for people, like when it comes to health, finance, relationships, business, spiritual. Look up the statistics on those. It's not good. Like, 1 in 2 people are obese in America. Something along those lines. I don't know the statistics off the top of my head, but I remember last time I read them, blew my mind. Go and watch a video I did on Implicit Empowerment on our YouTube channel called the 95% reality check. And I read this article, or I read this chapter in the book called The Miracle Morning. And it just kind of helps shed light. Like, 95% of the people around you are not happy. Like, I mean, not around you, but like just in general in America, they're not happy and they're not where they want to be. So it reminds you that, you know, follow your dreams, follow what you want to do, because everybody else around you, they're following their own thing and they're doing their own thing. Let them do their own thing. And if it's going to make them happy, it'll make them happy, but do your own thing, right? Because my philosophy is, look, if I'm happy, if I'm having fun, if I'm doing what I believe is right, it's going to inspire others to do the same. you know, because you just gotta lead by example. Be the change you want to see in the world. Like, as many like cliche lines that as I could give you, like, it's just do it. Just be that person that you believe is going to change the world for the better. Change your world, change somebody's world at least, right? Anyways, I want to do another episode like this. Sorry, Daya's barking again. She's making a bunch of noise. But I want to do another episode like this where I share a bit of my story and share my struggles, and I want to share my triumphs with you guys. I want to share where I've like risen and made it to, sorry, yeah, not only do I want to share my challenges, but I want to share my triumphs, you know, where I shine. And I think we don't do that enough in today's society. You know, we don't give ourselves credit for what we're good at, like our strengths, right? So I want to share those with you a little bit more, so maybe you could learn off my strengths. And don't forget what I said at the beginning of this episode, guys. I want to get your questions. I want to get, you know, conversation with you. I want to know about your strength and even your weaknesses, so that we can share those. I could share my strengths with you, my weaknesses. You could share your strengths and your weaknesses with me. We can learn from each other and grow from each other, because that's all this is about for me, okay? This is an opportunity to grow and to give, okay? That's my whole philosophy on life anymore. It's just, how could I become more? How could I do more, be more, create more? And finally, how could I give more? Because when there's more of me, like when I'm more full of myself, when I am just like on top of my game and like just right here, you know, that's when I have the opportunity to really affect other people, to affect you, to affect the people around me, to really inspire, right? And I encourage you to go out and do the same. Like, just make sure that you're on top of your game, and that, you know, that alone will inspire people. Anyways, I'm gonna keep this short for you guys, because I know you're so busy with your lives. There's so many awesome YouTube videos to watch and awesome podcasts to listen to. So I'm gonna let you go. Thanks again for tuning in. Again, I'll say this one more time. Send me your comments. Put a review on iTunes or something, or you know, message me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Like, I've got all that stuff. I just want to connect with you. I just want to connect with you. I don't know how many times I can say it, or I gotta say it. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks again for watching True Breakthrough, and remember, just stay true and break through. Peace.